The Crimson Game, Segment 2, where stories rest but never sleep. The Carnegie Library had been silent for over 2 decades, but tonight it felt awake. Detective Elias Vex stood before the crumbling facade, the building's gargoyle-laden exterior looming like a sentinel from another era. Its windows were boarded, its steps cracked and warped from time and neglect. The fire that shut it down had burned out long ago, but the smoke still seemed to cling to the place like a second skin. The detective hesitated, hand on the iron gate. The killer could be watching. Hell, he was probably hoping Vex would hesitate, would turn back. But Vex had already stepped into the game, and he didn't walk away from games once they started. He pushed the gate open with a groan of rusted hinges and crossed the threshold into the void. The air inside was cooler, unnaturally so, and thick with a musty blend of rotted paper, damp wood, and something sour underneath, like copper left too long in the rain. His flashlight clicked on, slicing a path through the dust-choked dark. He moved past toppled shelves and scorched carpet, boots muffled by ash. The flashlight beam trembled slightly in his grip, not from fear, exactly, from anticipation, from recognition. He'd been here once as a boy, a school trip. He remembered standing in this exact hallway, mesmerized by the vaulted ceiling. Now the same ceiling sagged inward, cracked and water-stained. Time had turned the place into a crypt. The killer had chosen it for a reason, and Vex intended to find out why. He turned the corner toward the old circulation desk and froze. There it was. Pinned upright in the center of the desk, sunk deep into the wood like a dagger, was another playing card. The Queen of Spades. The edges were charred. Just beneath it, a name was scrawled in that same red ink, jagged like a wound, Benedict Hartwell. Something in Vex's brain clicked into place. Hartwell, the yacht heir, vanished 23 years ago, officially presumed dead. Unofficially, a ghost story, no body, no motive, no answers, until now. Beneath the card sat an old library ledger, somehow untouched by fire, tucked neatly in a scorched drawer as if the killer had placed it there just for him. Vex opened it. The paper crackled like brittle leaves. There it was. Title: Whispers of the Executioner, borrowed by Benedict Hartwell. Due date April 4th, 2002. Returned, never returned. Just like Hartwell. Vex exhaled, a thin cloud of breath in the cold air. "You're digging up ghosts now," he muttered, fingers tightening around the card. Then came the sound. Clang. Metal on metal, faint but deliberate, echoing from deeper inside the library. Not random, not structural. Played. He raised his flashlight and followed the sound. Step by careful step, he moved through the skeletal remains of the building until he reached the grand reading room. Moonlight streamed through shattered stained glass windows, fracturing across the floor in broken blues and reds like dried blood on tile. And there, in the center, under a dust-caked chandelier, a piano. An antique baby grand, its lid cracked, its black finish dulled with age. And seated at it, as still as a corpse, was a mannequin dressed in a child's Sunday best. Bow tie, button-up shirt, dress shoes, but no head. Its left hand rested lightly on a single ivory key, middle C, Vex guessed. And the key was pressed down, held with unnatural tension, as if caught mid-note. A new card lay on the piano, folded precisely, waiting. He opened it slowly, half expecting a spring-loaded blade to leap from the paper. Inside the message: "Tick-tock, Elias. You're not the only one playing. Ask yourself, what kind of killer wants to be found?" As the words sank in, something dropped from the note. photograph. A woman bound and gagged, tied to a chair in a windowless room, eyes wide, terrified, fresh bruises on her cheek. Behind her, today's newspaper taped to the wall like a proof of life. She was still alive. Vex's gut twisted. He flipped the photo. No writing, no name. Just her haunted stare and the countdown ticking in his head. His phone buzzed again. No ringtone, just a silent vibration like a gnat inside his coat. He pulled it free. Unknown number. A video. He hit play. The screen was mostly dark. A dimly lit room. Concrete walls. The woman sobbed softly, her body trembling. Somewhere off-screen, a metallic scraping dragged across the floor. Slow, deliberate, like something heavy being moved into place. Then, the camera turned. A wall painted in red. Thick, deliberate strokes. The words read, "Next move, the Marionette's Theater. Don't be late." Then static, then black. Vex stood there in the ruined library, surrounded by ghosts and games and the creeping certainty that this wasn't just a killer. It was a director. And Vex, he was center stage.